Hi and welcome back. So this is the fifth video in this SQLite course, and in this video we're going to talk about the order by keyword, or I guess keywords combined. So this allows us to sort the output that we get from querying a database. And when you have 5 rows like we have in our example dataset, this might not seem that important simply because, well, there's just 5 of them. I can just kind of visually look through all of them quite fast. But if you have a database that has thousands, millions, or even sometimes billions of rows, then ordering them in precise ways is super important to get the output you want. So this is going to add another keyword to our SQL queries, making them slightly more complex, but also making them able to do slightly more. So enough talking, let's head into the code and see how this works in practice. So here we are in the 5th code file. Let me just make this the whole screen. So here, as you know, we have our songs. We open a connection, create a database, and then insert the songs. And here we have some kind of sample selection. And I can just run this you have seen from previously. And here we're asking for the name and artist from the songs table, where we're asking that the album starts with W. And then we get 2 songs. So before we start with the order by, I just want to mention that we also have a not keyword in SQL. This is very similar to the not keyword in Python. I just forgot to mention this in the last video. So in the where clause, if I want to, I can just say where album is not like W and then %sign. Then I just get the complement, meaning all the other songs. So this I just forgot to mention in the previous video. You can use the not keyword in the same way as a kind of logical negator as you can do in Python. Okay, so let's start by using the order keyword. So first of all, we can use order by to sort by various columns. So I need to specify columns that I want to sort by because different columns will here give me different results. So let me again just create a selection. This is just repetition, cursor.execute. So let's actually just copy this as the first part of our SQL statement. And this gives us what we had before, but now we can also add another clause here. And this is called an order by clause, where we're using the order by keyword, or I guess keywords. And here we can specify what we want to order by. And let's just specify the name column. So let's take this and let's print it. So of course I need the print statement. Let me just call this order by, so we can see the difference. And here we get the document object. So of course I want to fetch all of them. And now you can see here the difference, because we get the same output. Here we have the Bruce Springsteen song, the Aha song, and the Toto song. And here we have the same, but in a different order. And now they've been sorted by name. So that means that Africa, since it's starting with A, is first. Dancing in the Dark, starting with D, is second. And Take on Me is then third. Notice that this is very different from sorting by artist, because if I sort by artist, the first one will be Bruce Springsteen. Then I'll get Toto, and then I'll get Aha. And notice immediately that this might not be what you expect. You might be thinking like, so Aha should be first, because that's an A, and A is a higher letter than B. But this is not how it's done in SQL and also not in Python. So first you have all the uppercase letters and then the lowercase ones. So this here is a correct syntax, but this might not be what you want. Maybe you actually want them to not distinguish between lowercase and uppercase letters. Say that you're building a music application like Spotify, and this might be a bit non-intuitive for most end users because they suspect that Aha should be at the top. So what you can then do is you can use the lower function. So SQL has keywords, as we've seen with select, from, where, and order by, but also SQL has functions. And SQLite has its own set of functions, and a different database management system like Postgres, for instance, might have slightly different ones. There is a lot of overlap in kind of the basic functions, and then different database management systems have different kind of advanced functions and also some different naming conventions. I think most of them have a lower type function and might call it something slightly different. But in any case, here I can let me just copy this to avoid writing everything out again. And then here I can order it by the lowercase version of artist. Lower function looks at the artist column and turns everything lowercase. So then if I run this, you can see now that Aha is first, then Bruce Springsteen, and then Toto. So functions like this, like lower and upper and so on, are quite useful if you want to sort strings. If you want to sort numbers, then you get the numbers. And by default, you get them in ascending order. Ascending means that you're going upwards So think of ascending a flight of stairs, ascending to heaven, or some kind of phrase like this that makes it easier for you to remember. Ascending is going upwards, and then you have descending, which is going downwards. So if you want to specify that you should descend something, so going from the biggest one to the lowest one, then you need to specify this by the descending keyword. I think again I'm going to just copy all of this, but then modify it a bit. So let's actually work with the duration since that's a number, like this. And let's first just print this out to see. Of course I need a print statement. Running this. Now we can see that we have the duration here, but it's still sorted by artist, or artist with lower cases. So first of all, let's just switch this to duration, and here you can see the default behavior is that the smallest ones comes first, 225 seconds, and then 241, and then 295. So this is ascending, going higher. If you want it to be descending, then you can add here the desc keyword. This is just shorthand for descending. This is added after you have the order by and after you're choosing what to order by, then you can use it in descending mode. Running this, you get the opposite direction. So actually there is a keyword for ascending. So this is ascending keyword. I typically never use this because the default is ascending, but sometimes I need to do a descending. For instance, if someone asks a question, what is the longest 80s song? And you had a bigger collection here, then you would probably want to specify this as descending because you care about the top ones. So that's really the basic feature of an order by clause. So before we end, I just want to point out that now we see we have some predefined order here. We have for selecting where it should be selected from. Then you have a where clause specifying some condition that needs to be met, and then you order them. And these four needs to be in this order. So I can't just do this, save it, and run it. Then I just get an error here saying, hey, near the keyword where, we're having a problem with understanding what's going on. So there is a specified order here that you need to choose, and that is having the where clause before the order by clause. And that makes sense performance-wise. You first want to remove the rows you don't need, and then you want to sort them. You don't want to do a big sort thing, and then afterwards only restrict it to 1 or 2 rows by using a where clause. That would be a very big waste of time. And of course, you need to actually select the columns and the table before you do anything with it. So it's select from where and order by. Great, so now our SQL queries are getting bigger. In the next video, we'll talk about altering tables and also updating them. So now our tables are very static. We insert things once, but then never really change them. We just fetch information. We want to be able to change entries in a table. One reason could be that we've inserted something wrong. Maybe we said that dancing in the dark is made by Toto and now we need to change it. Or maybe we want to add more columns to a table to get more information, and so on and so on. So in the next video, we're going to learn how to do this in SQLite. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again soon.